Okie dokie.
Welcome, everybody, to another fine edition of Paranormal Swamp Talk. I am your host, Howard Petrie, along with host Miss Rosie Page and with Miss Crystal Kohler. Crystal, what the hell happened?
No, it's still me, buddy.
Wax. Go wax, girl. Go wax.
Oh, Lord. And that's Mr. Tim Kohler. He's finally gotten a little bit better. He was under the weather. He had that Omnicore stuff, whatever, Optimus Prime disease, whatever they called it. And,
I have COVID Omicron.
That's not good.
I'm finally starting to feel a little bit better.
Sorry, there's something on my camera and it's making it blurry and making it not focused. So momentarily, I'm going to turn it.
If you see me chewing, I'm eating Mike and Ike's tonight to try to keep my ears from plugging up.
Mike and get this on. I like Skittles and Mike and Ike's.
They're chewy, so I can just, and it's the Merry Mix.
Yeah.
So it's got the holiday punch. That's what that one right there is. Holiday punch flavor. I like that.
I like it too. I'm a fan of Mike and Ike's, Skittles, anything jelly beans. I love jelly beans, man. You got people that don't even like jelly beans, and it shocks me. It's like, wow. So
I'm that weird guy that can eat. I'll eat all the black jelly beans out of the bag.
Oh, that's the licorice flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
the black licorice. I love it.
oh God.
There's Rosie. I don't know what the hell she's
I'm
doing.
cleaning my camera lens. There's some smudge on it, so right now you can't see me until I get the smudge off.
When I was a kid, my dad, we go out in the woods a lot. I still spend a lot of time out in the woods. And I've chewed on black root before and chewed on what do you call that? Sassafras roots.
Oh yeah.
Just clean them off with a little water from the canteen, chew on them.
Let's see now.
Ginger root.
More clear, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've chewed on all that stuff before. Just walking through the woods and you find it, and dig a little up, clean it off, start chewing on it.
So, how are you tonight, Miss Empress J?
Okay, yeah, tonight we get Miss Empress J, and she is an intuitive, correct? A medium, intuitive, or intuition? Intuitive intuition.
Yes, I use my intuition to do my energy reading, so I would say intuitive.
Okay.
Hey, Ricky, hey, things. Hey, Debbie.
I am well. How are y'all doing?
She had I believe it was your first show last week, right?
My first show was 2 weeks ago.
Hey, Carl, how you doing, brother?
2 weeks ago.
What night do you do
did
your
a reading.
shows? What night is your show?
It's on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Okay. What?
That crazy show.
Yeah, it's 10 my time. Yep. I like all the shows. I do. We have a
I
pretty good
do.
lineup here.
Yeah, it is a pretty good lineup. I've been listening and watching in on a lot of shows lately, so it's been interesting.
You been watching my shows?
I've seen. I think I caught some of the Unholy Trinity.
Oh Lord.
Messed up.
She got the best of the best.
And I was like,
Actually,
oh, okay.
Carl.
We're sorry.
hey David.
Yes,
Hey.
hey, Nick.
Oh no,
Hey Nick.
it
I
was
haven't seen Nick
interesting.
in forever.
Yeah, we had a great show. Matter of fact, we had the voice of Jeremy York. He came on and we interviewed Jeremy during the show. We was talking about movies that were haunted from haunted locations or anything like that. He found it interesting, so Jeremy had to butt in and put his 2 cents in. And I was like, man, dude.
Yeah.
Hey,
I caught
Nick
some of
Muley, I saw your post on Facebook today with you with the vest on and the Ghostbusters shirt, and I was so
I
tempted
didn't see it.
to comment on it, but I didn't think it would translate. I'm like, I bet you he'll watch the show tonight. And I just want to say, who are you going to call? Nick Muley. It fits perfect.
That's funny.
David shows. I don't like the shows.
David.
He loves them. He loves
He's a
them.
liar. He's lying.
Speaking about David and Chris actually started their own network now.
Oh,
They have
wow.
their own network. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I wish him luck on that.
Absolutely, David. We wish you all the luck in the world.
Who?
Hey, everybody.
Let's get back to Miss Empress J. You actually did a reading for me. You did a reading for my fiance Jackie, and you did a reading for my sister-in-law. She had the Yorkie, the little dog.
Oh, yes.
And,
Yes, I
she
did it
said-
last week.
Yeah, and she was so excited about it. She kept calling me up and everything, and she was telling me about it and all that. And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome! I'm glad you was able to do something." She found out that, she was the dog's favorite human. And
Yes.
yeah, she was in tears. I mean, she really had needed that.
Y'all, I'm telling you, when she sent the picture, I was like, okay, does she want me to read her? And she has like a pet right there. It's just a picture. I swear, I did not know she was gonna want me to read the Yorkie. That was my first time doing it. I was like, well, hell, let's just give it a whirl. I was like, what?
Why not?
Yeah, when she was confirming
their energy
thing,
too, right?
yeah, I was like, okay, I've read. I was like, this is crazy. So it's really something. It kind of segues into something I've been working on lately.
That's her right there. She's on right now. She's watching.
Oh, hey, Yvette. Yes. It was crazy that came up because I had been privately working on a newly manifested to me gift, which is like mediumship. So when I got that question, I was like, wow, this is crazy. So it all worked out the way it was supposed to. I was like, okay.
I wanted to ask you a question, but I forgot what it was. Yvette, just type your question in there, and she might be able to answer it for you. But let's get back to Miss you have your own Facebook page for Miss Empress J.
Yes, I have Empress J's Conjure Girl Magic, and it's a K at the end of magic. And so I just pretty much post updates and then allow people to come to me directly to book readings. I do energy readings. So that's kind of like an outlet to get people to come to me personally for that outside of my personal Facebook page. Because I'm like, come to me for that stuff. And then I stream I stream my show on there as well. Okay. So it all works out. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to really get that going. I've been invited to come to New York. Actually, I'll be in New York next weekend. So I won't have my show next week because I'll be in New York reading people in New York. So I'm excited about that.
Yvette is asking, is my passed away relatives around me? Are they sending me any messages or signs?
Well, I wasn't prepared to work, but What I would do, what we could do, let me see. Past relatives around you, are they sending you any signs?
If you want to get back to her on that, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Are they sending you signs? I would love to see a picture of her. I know she sent me one last week, but it was mostly we focused on the Yorkie, so I didn't really.
Right.
So if I could get an image of her, probably I could do something with that.
Yeah.
Does she want to wait till my show tomorrow, or does she want to like?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're curious. So is this? I wonder if you've been experiencing different things. Signs, interesting.
Well, see, the thing is, I was working she lives right next door to me. And I was working in the yard, and it was late at night, and I was burning a tree stump, actually. And
to share this on her page.
It was she was outside talking with me, her and Kevin, my brother, and I seen on her back porch there was a little girl, must be anywhere from about 8 or 9 years old. She had a little bit shoulder length, a little bit longer than shoulder length hair, and she was wearing this white looking old time dress. And this little girl was just standing on her back porch. I'm not psychic. I don't claim to be anything. I don't have a psychic bone in my body. Let's put it that way. But I'm a paranormal investigator, and I've seen this visually with my eyes, a full body apparition. And I told her about it and told Kevin about it. And this little girl's been around here a lot. She passes through my yard. She goes back and forth, back and forth. And I mean, my house already, if you talk to Terry, and you know my story, my house is jacked.
Right.
So, I mean, I have a lot of activity here, but I think this little girl's been, I mean, I've seen her once before, years ago, and it seems like the things around here is actually getting stronger than, than dissipating for some reason. So, yeah, he just disappeared. I was going to ask you, me and
I'll be right back.
Me and Tim have the same brain, and we share. And one week he might have it, the following week I might have it. So I wanted to see if you could read anything off of Tim, if he has my brain, because if he doesn't, we done lost the damn thing.
I was trying to share this onto your page.
I sent it back to you last week because I've been dead.
You talking about my page?
I was trying to share this onto your.
If you could look at Tim and see what's going on with him, because I've already had a reading, and you just pretty much nailed it with my picture, and
okay, so you're Tim.
The red baldest Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Okay.
They call me that.
Him.
They call me that because I'm 6'3" and I wear a size 15 shoe.
Okay.
Yeah. So they call me Sasquatch. Yeah.
Oh, I get what you said. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so
come on.
I don't think I've read for you before.
No.
I don't believe I have.
Somebody wanted to be on the show.
This is my first time that I've ever seen you. I'm getting that you are a very compassionate person. Like, you really put yourself out there for other people. To me, I feel like if someone was cold, you give them a jacket if you have one, probably off your own back, most likely.
Hey, Leanne. Enjoy.
I'm getting that you're when it comes to business, you can be you'll be about the business, but also you have a rare sensitive side. Something that you can tap into as far as your emotions, but you know how to balance. You're not someone who's just sensitive all the time or serious all the time. Like, you know when to switch it on and off.
Yeah. Most of the time I'm not serious, but
yeah, I get it. But when it's called for that, you know how to tap into that. You're not like, oh, I'm just too goofy to be about my business. So no, it's not like that. So you have a really good balance when it comes to your emotional appeal that you give off to other people. Do you have a daughter or daughters?
I have 3 daughters.
Oh, you have that caring, like as far as a man who cares for women. And it's just something shows on me like you're a keeper of hearts. And that's what I visualized. Like you had a whole handful of hearts, but they gave off feminine energy.
I see. Yeah.
And so
I have 3 daughters, and
okay.
they're all grown now.
Yes.
I have one boy, and he's still in high school. He's a senior. He graduates this year.
Okay. I'm getting a lot from your daughters though, as far as their energy. I'm thinking it's one who is very much attached to you. Like, I guess maybe closer than the other kids.
Yeah.
I have one that leans on you. It's really like, Daddy, like it's like I'm like leaning on you, probably more so than the others.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, she thinks you're really something. She really thinks you're something. Yeah, you have a good impression on as far as feminine energy. Like I just see that you have a really good impression with women. As far as being dependable, reliable, being someone that can be counted on, especially in tough situations. Like you're gonna put your head and put your 10 cents in there and try to come up with solutions.
Yeah, I'm like that quite a bit, actually.
He's extremely respectful also to women.
Yeah, and then I'm seeing a lot of like wisdom that people come to you for this wisdom-like advice. It's almost like, Dumbledore and Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like Dumbledore.
He needs more hair.
And so I get a lot of that Dumbledore help you out, like kind of like, we're gonna figure this out solution. Oh, wise one. So
he's trying to grow the beard just like him. Look at him.
Yeah. Well, not just the beard. It's something there. I also see an older man around you. I don't know if it's like a grandfather or an uncle who has passed over, but they're hanging around you quite a bit.
It might be my dad. My dad's gone, so.
Your dad? Okay. Oh, okay. So was he much older, like 70s?
No.
60.
He was 65 when he passed.
60? Okay.
It may be my grandfather. I don't know. My grandfather and I were pretty close.
This man is more like country values, like tucked in shirt, creased.
It could be either one of them.
Yeah,
probably
could be one of them, really.
Tobacco.
Could be either one of them.
Could be either one of them. Oh, okay. Well,
but my grandpa with tobacco, that would be.
Yeah, I would say someone who likes like tobacco, kind of like real country, laid back, rural living. This is just what I'm getting from around you. These energies surrounding you. They're very proud of you. Very proud of the man you've become and the family that you have.
Sounds like my grandfather.
Okay, like very proud of you, and just like, oh, you've really built something with this family. They're saying that you're just great as far as it's caring for others, and being a motivating person or figure in people's lives. Like they said, probably like a neighborhood dad as well. Like the kids' friends can look up to you and be like, okay, your dad is, let's all go with him. He's good. So that's what I'm getting is
like all of my kids' friends used to hang out here.
Kids.
So
yeah, that's what I get. I'm getting a lot of that. So
my kids' friends, we figured if they were here, we knew what they were doing, and we'd rather have them here playing games and having fun innocently, without any of them.
That's what I got, and that's all that spirit is showing me. I promise you, I did not know I was not even prepared to be reading, but that's what I got for you, fam.
Well, I appreciate it. I do that, and it means a lot to me. I do.
You're welcome.
When did you?
I feel good.
I have a question for you. When did you start to discover your abilities?
Well, it all worked in steps, honestly. Like I met an individual and we shook hands at the end of the meeting and I could see things. And so that was the first thing. I'm like, I see you doing this and that. And I was like, how you know that? I'm like, I don't know. And I was just kind of like not mindful of it. Then about a month later, I looked into it again. And it was with the same person. I looked into this and I was like, you know, we ended up having physical contact and I got a chance to kind of like put my hand on them and I saw something else. But it was totally like, I was seeing flashes of things, like things happening, like events happening to them. So I was like, whatever you're planning on doing, it was like some dark thing they were planning on doing, like, I don't know, robbing a place. I'm like, don't do it. And they told me that they had plans to go hit up this place. Then I went another month and I saw something in them and I was like, you know, hang out with me for your birthday. I have something, have a feeling something's weird's going to happen to you on your birthday. Like, hang out with me. So they were like, no, I'm going to be doing this. I'm like, okay. So they went and did that. They got shot on their birthday in their femoral artery. Like, they almost died.
Oh, my Lord. Yeah.
So I kind of started to put some things together. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So, you know, I'm seeing things. I'm experiencing flashes of images of people doing things. So it just kept developing. I looked into it. I'm like, what is this? Because I'm not a psychic. I mean, you know, I'm associating psychics with like negative Miss Cleo or Dionne Warwick and the psychic friends, shit like that. You know, I'm just excited. I'm like, that's not me. That's so weird. But I'm
the same way. We were raised in that generation that saw it on TV every day, and you know,
you're just like, yes, you're desensitized.
Oh God.
Hello.
Yeah, my first wife went to that Dionne Warwick thing and spent $4,000 to find out if I was cheating or not. And I was like, oh my God.
How much? $500?
$4,000.
Are you serious?
4,000?
$4,000.
She could have paid a private investigator to follow you around cheaper than that.
Oh my God. What in the world?
Take photos or something.
And the sad part, she was so paranoid. The sad part was I was just working. I'm working my ass off.
Why didn't you just contact that show that's on at like 2:00 in the morning?
Cheaters.
When they cheaters, yeah, they follow people around.
That'd be cheaper than $4,000 probably. Dang.
Only thing she would find out from me is that I was just working and drinking when I got off of work. I drank when I drove home and everything. I mean, I shouldn't be saying that, but
so you were cheating on her with a bottle?
Yeah, I was with the bottle. Yeah,
Jim Beam and Jack Daniels.
Oh, just beer. I was drinking beer constantly. Man, I was drinking like almost two cases a day. I was an alcoholic, but I got off of that stuff. Oh yeah, I've been sober going on 11 years. No, this year's 12 years. 12 years I've been sober. So 12 years, not going to
wow.
So
congratulations. That's a long time. That's good to be proud
that
of
is,
that.
Wow, congratulations for real.
So,
yeah.
Oh wow.
It's hard. It's hard stuff.
Yeah. Because I mean, you develop a relationship with it. You know, it's almost like you have to mourn and you go through withdrawals and everything. Oh God, it was terrible. It was terrible. But that's enough about me. We're here to talk about Miss Empress J. So she had a great show. Our show is awesome. I mean, if you haven't seen it, it comes on right after the Petri Dish at 9:00 Central. You need to tune in and watch it. She has you send in a picture to her, and she reads the picture on while she's doing the show.
Right.
And she pulls it up on her computer, and she looks at it, and she does your reading. Do you have that website? I mean, that email address that you might want to put up?
Yes, it is actually spirit.empress.j@gmail.com.
Spirit. I'm just trying to put it in.
Empress.j@gmail.com. Yeah, Tim has some really good energy. That's got me hype. I feel good.
Yes,
Thank you.
And he has COVID right now too. So
and it's
if he didn't.
Yeah. So having good energy with COVID, I guess, helps.
So it's spirit.empress. What is it? Again, Empress, it's spirit.j spirit.empress.com.
No, spirit.empress.j@gmail.com.
Okay.
So it's empress.j@gmail.com. You got to put the spirit in front of it. Because
Right.
I'm an intuitive for spirit with Terry. So
Let me get that right. Spirit.empress.j. What? .com.
spirit.empress.j.
I'm about to email it to you.
Spirit.empress.j@gmail.com. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
Are you sure you've been sober for how many years? Are you sure?
You said 12.
Leave me alone.
Thank you, Don. I
man.
appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I think I got it. There it is.
Yes, that's it. You got it.
Yes, that is it.
Yay.
That is it. Thank you. So actually, it would be great for people to send in pictures because my show is tomorrow at 9. So I'm going for it. I'm going for it. As I would like for people to send in, questions. One question, if they're sending a picture, that'll be great because I'm trying to work on that since I worked with the Yvette last week and the dog. I just kind of want to push it. I want to see what I can do.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
thank you.
Right. I had to mute there for a minute because my daughter just got home from work. The one you were talking about.
Oh.
So the dogs were barking, of course, because she was coming through the door.
Okay, that's why I didn't hear him. You muted it. I didn't hear him this time. You
I
didn't
got
hear
a
me.
question from
You
Greg.
can send in another picture. I hope maybe if things change in your life, I may be able to pick up different things. So yes, I
Hey,
forgot.
Jeremy.
No,
Hi, Robert.
I don't know. Did I send you a message? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, Dawn.
Donna, I'm gonna send
It's
you
another Dawn.
because I thought I sent one and then you just didn't. I didn't think I got a response, but I'm gonna check again. Excuse me, y'all.
You're fine.
I'm gonna check again for you, and we
the
can
same
get
thing.
I'm sorry, Donna. I thought I had
Hi,
sent
Dawn.
you a message.
There's Dawn, and Donna.
Yeah, I see that.
Dawn.
So
It's like dun,
oh,
dun,
it's
dun.
two Dons.
Yeah, 2 Dawns and a
Hello.
Donna.
Oh, you didn't get no. That's. I'm sure there was something going on with I don't know, Facebook. It's been a crazy week. So I'm gonna send you another message, Donna, so we can reschedule your in-depth. I'm sorry. I do in-depth readings as well. So I do the free readings, the one, the little short, brief things on live, and then I do in-depth too if people ask me to.
That's pretty cool.
This is Sher Khan. He's being
Dawn Marie.
annoying right now.
Oh, his name is Sher
So
Khan.
cute.
Yeah, we have an all black cat. We have an all black cat, and his name is Bagheera from the Jungle Book.
Oh,
He's really big. And then we have this
That
little
one's
guy,
so
and he has like
cute.
tiger coloring,
I
so we
want
named him Sher Khan.
If I live by you, I'd
he's
steal
He's
him.
really cute. I have a
Yeah.
puppy. But yeah, I was gonna get a cat, but I was like, none of them really kind of spoke to me, and I was like, I'm gonna get a dog because I want one. So I got a dog.
You got
We have 3 dogs and 2 cats in the house.
Oh,
That's how many animals that Howard has.
Don't you have a pit bull?
A pit bull?
Huh?
I have.
Yeah, Miss Empress.
Yeah, I have a pit bull.
Me too. I got 2 of them.
I love her. I love her.
They are
She's a red dog too.
Yeah, I mean, people give them a bad reputation because they treat them mean and they want to be mean. But my pit bulls, they love you. And matter of fact, they even want to sleep in the bed with you at night. They take up my bed.
Too.
It's crazy. And then,
Kitties get a bad rep. They do.
They really do. They have a really bad rep, but I love mine is a sweet baby. She's away at dog training school right now, but she's a sweet baby. I love her. Thank you, Jeremy. Oh, hey, Darren. Darren is my classmate. We went to school together.
Oh,
Darren. Really supportive of my show. Him and his girlfriend have been really supportive of my show. They have made it to every show. So thank you, Darren, for coming on to Paranormal Swamp what is it? Paranormal Swamp?
Paranormal
Wait,
Swamp.
no.
Swamp Talk. This is the show, and we have the
Toilet.
investigations, which is Paranormal Swamp Investigation.
Swamp toilet.
Okay.
PSI. PSI.
PSI. Okay, so normally when y'all get people on, like as far as guests, do they kind of like showcase their talent? Because I think I saw you last week with Ane, and
Yeah.
she was talking, so I was prepared to just answer questions.
Sure.
Oh,
I mean, that's
yeah.
what we're getting ready to do. I mean, we just wanted to get that out the way and get that done. And Jeremy said he loves the
see.
I like the
Right,
blue
I
and the
see.
purple. It looks like the lady behind you on the goddess tapestry.
Oh yeah, she's
Goddess
meditating.
energy. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it looks like is there flowers in her hair or is that orbs?
It's kind of like she does. She has roses all through her
Yeah, it
hair.
looks like the purple in your.
Oh, thank you.
Are
Yeah,
you
this,
You're twinning.
are you with Spirit Investigations?
Yes, I've been with Spirit since their inception. I work cases with them occasionally when I have the time because I have a full-time job. So when I can meet them and I go on the investigations with them, we've done house cleanses and stuff. I wasn't able to make it to yours, Howard, but I have gone with them to like maybe 3 or 4 investigations,
Right.
big investigations they've had. But I come in as an intuitive. I can like sense stuff, and I'm like, we need to clean the hell out of this area, and I don't know, throw holy water over there in that corner. So that's kind of like what I come in. I really like it. I love it.
That's
It's
my
so
favorite thing
interesting.
to do out of everything. That's my favorite.
Yes, when it's a really good case, like the first case I went on with them, I mean, that house had a ton of activity. Like as we were driving up, I was feeling all types of stuff. So those are the ones that I really enjoy. Like
You would have freaked out when you came to my house. I'll tell you that much.
I'm
I
a
like
big
to
time
have the activity
residential.
because then it's like you start
Me
to get
too.
different stories.
Those are my favorite. The residential cases doing
Yeah,
that.
I'm a
I
big
like
time.
those.
Our team, we like to focus on residentials, but when we do the big places, we kind of use them to train and do things what we wouldn't do on a residential investigation, and we like to goof off. A lot of us like to goof off a lot.
Plus, you can sleep overnight at a non-residential, and sometimes you can't really stay overnight at every residential place.
Yeah.
You can't sleep in their house sometimes.
I prefer residential too. It's just
They're
it's
just
so
more
much
personal
history,
and
so many things you can pick
special.
up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
think you can learn the most from them. To me,
just helping people feel comfortable in their homes is what that's what I'm all about. Is helping people feel that they giving them back the power to control their own home.
Oh, absolutely. And then it kind of feels like, especially that first case that I was talking about,
in their family,
we had people were actually being, physically affected by the house. So it was so good to get in there. And I mean, really, we spent hours in that house going over every inch of it, and it's a cleanser, and they've never had any other issues. It's just, it's so good to like feel like you're helping people to live in their own space and be comfortable and not have to worry about, crazy shit.
Sometimes I actually get sad when clients want a cleansing right away, especially because I'm like, there's a way you can coexist here. You just have to figure, find it. And I would rather them take that route than just, get it out of my house. I don't want to
probably
hear.
Once you coach them about it are more comfortable with it though, because their initial idea is probably like, oh my God, get it out of here, whatever it is.
Yes, I mean, sometimes when it's affecting you, I mean, they had kids and they felt like it was negatively affecting the kids. Kids were waking up with scratches on them. So you have to go in and like reinforce, like, you get your ass out of here. But for the most part, I'm like,
the people are like, the spirit now.
That's what I'm saying. The spirit, get your ass out of here.
Get your ass out of here while I do my thing.
My personal favorite thing to tell somebody is, and it's my favorite thing, is when you can come to them with some evidence and you can say, look, it's grandma. She's just trying to make you see that she's still around you. She still loves you. She wants to be near you. And then they're like, oh my God, I was ready to kick her out of my house. and it's
Right.
paranormal. You
or
know,
even to validate what they're saying so they know they're not crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Because they came to you because they didn't want to tell a lot of other people because other people probably just would have been like, whatever, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Thinking that they're
To
crazy.
validate them
Yeah,
is
think
just
they're
like
crazy.
a special
I
piece
tell
of
everybody, you got to be a little
the
nuts to
pie.
want to do this.
Yeah, you do. And then, paranormal investigating, it has a bad rep because it's gotten so popular over the last few years that you got movies that are you got movies on it. And so people kind of think of it as like this goof. Oh, you do that? That's okay. So it's like this weird thing, but I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
You gotta
People,
remember
and then you got,
that spirits were people at one time, and you also got to remember that when you go to exercise a house, just because they're there and you see a ghost or whatever, it could be anybody. It could, like I say, it could be your grandma. It could be your mom, your dad. It could be a brother. It could be a sister. It could be your daughter or son. It could be anybody that's coming in. So you got to think about that. Now, my belief is that spirits or like I said, they're people, and in life, if you're a good person, that's what that spirit's going to be, a good person, a good spirit. But if you're an asshole, and in life, you're going to be an asshole in death. So, I mean, that's why you have to look at what's going on. So it might be that uncle that you thought it was an asshole, he's coming around checking on you, So, I mean, you have to think about that before you want to cleanse your house.
oh, yeah.
I agree with that.
I tell everybody,
You gotta think about it.
I tell everybody, when I die, make sure you come searching for me because I'm going to be a barrel full of fun. I'm going to be that ghost that's behind the corner, and you walk around, I'm going to go boo and disappear. That's just me, That's my personality.
That's funny,
Right.
I'm going to scare the hell out of you and for fun. But
I like what Will said. You right. You don't. I don't know why people do that. Like in the hoodoo tradition, which is something that I study. They believe that you can reach out to loved ones for like a year and a day, give them a year and a day after their transition to try to make contact with them. But it's such a fad now. People are just like, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do this and do that. And so it's like, you can't teach them anything. You can't tell them anything. Like TikTok has blown this thing up. And so now you're just like, people
YouTube
are just,
also.
I feel I've been around for the YouTube stuff. Like for the last 4 years, I've been studying this. I've seen the YouTube stuff, and you kind of, it's not as big as TikTok now. TikTok is huge. Like witch talk, oh my god. Oh my
witch talk
god.
is bigger, I think, than or as
you
big as
got
paranormal.
everybody from their cousin to their grandma coming around trying to do witch talk spells and shit.
Jeremy's trying to get a party. He said, you can tell when when you ask them, tell us your name, you're going to say bowling shoes.
My EVP sessions will be so much
That's
fun.
hilarious. How cute.
Well, where you learning your voodoo from?
Hoodoo.
My hoodoo? Oh, actually,
voodoo is the religion.
Yeah, voodoo is the religion, and that's mostly. Well, I think both of them are kind of gay kept. Voodoo is the religion. Hoodoo is more ancestral, and so we kind of mostly try to call on ancestors for different help and different things and situations. So even when I'm doing readings,
like Papa Legba and stuff like that.
That's in hoodoo is something.
He's
else.
a real life person. She's talking about like a spirit, I think.
No. I'm talking about my ancestors were real life people. You have ancestors, but you have Papa Legba. Yeah. People do work with him, but he's different things for different cultures. You see what I'm saying?
He's my favorite.
So like people who worship Orishas, they call him Eshua.
You need to come on down here to New Orleans, and I'll tell you what, I'll hook you up with some voodoo priest and priestess, Mambo. Trust me,
I would
love to meet people. I'm very eclectic in my approach. I do not block out anything. When I first started the path, I was learning Celtic witchcraft.
I love that.
It was Celtic. I was reading books on sigils and casting circles and real TV shit. So yeah,
I like that stuff.
I started off with that.
I can get you hooked up with Papa Czar,
looking like
Mama
Gaelic
Brandy,
pagan traditions,
or green magic, or green witch.
Yeah, a lot of that. I mean, a lot of that stuff that was just like, okay, pagan, very old. I mean, ancient stuff. Like, and I was studying books on that. We were reading a lot of what's his name, Nigel something. But he wrote some books, and he was occasionally like, I was learning a lot of different things. So
I can hook you up. That's for sure. But Papa Czar, he's a voodoo priest and he's a vampire. So you meet 2 in 1 with him. So he's cool. He's a good guy. Mambo Brand, she actually owns the shop in the French Quarter.
Bless you.
We've investigated.
I've been to Voodoo Authentic. It's a pretty cool place.
Yeah.
Really?
I live in Indiana, and we drove all the way down to Louisiana to spend a few days with Howard and Jackie down there, and get to experience the New Orleans experience. You know.
How did you like it? The last time I went to New Orleans was for Christmas 2019.
This is what, Howard? April, May of 2020.
Last year.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, I love the city. In the French Quarter, the history. You know that I'm a big time history guy.
The jazz bands playing in the street.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite things there.
I'm also an old sax player.
Oh.
So, being down with the big jazz music and stuff, I love that.
And the
stuff.
tap dancing.
Yeah, me
tap
too.
dancing when I was there too. Little kids.
I play sax and I play a little bit of guitar. So yeah, I love jazz music and
the food.
We got out of the car. There was a guy sitting there playing a sax.
Yeah, Dawn said the history's amazing and the food. The food is so good.
The food's crazy. The food's crazy. I love it.
The food is outrageous. So
the food is worth the trip alone.
We went to Kansas and I made a cauldron pot of chicken and sausage gumbo. Okay, and everybody enjoyed it. And then Adrian was over. She took it all with whatever was left over. She took it all with her. That stuff. I mean, it was a good pot. It was a good gumbo.
Jambalaya, I love all of it.
Come down there again.
Balls. Howard had me eating boudin balls. I loved it all.
Yeah, po' boy.
That gumbo was very good too, though.
It's so much to do. So
they had a real authentic Louisiana po' boy. Finally, I was able to get him one, and I gave one to Kristen. I gave one to Tim, and they took a bite of it. And Chris said, "Oh, this is delicious." I look at Tim, and he was eating that, and he was trying to talk, and he was eating it like he was playing the harmonica.
That's funny.
Yeah, I love it.
When I come down, I'm gonna definitely be planning another trip this year. Hopefully, I'm trying to get a lot of places this year.
Yeah, if it wouldn't have been for COVID, I would have tried to pay that guy just to let me play a sax for a few bars. I haven't played a saxophone in 25 years. So,
did you see what Dawn said? Her last name is Cajun, and she said, "How can I not like Cajun? She has to be
That's
Cajun
right,
because it's in her name." That's just wrong.
Paranormal consultant. I think didn't I read you? Trying to see if I remember.
I've seen that. I've been trying to get in touch with them. It's hard to get in touch with them. On their page, I don't think they have a messenger, but I'd like to talk to them about coming on and talking to them, see what they do and everything. So, paranormal consultant, hit me up, send me a message on Facebook. And I'd like to talk to y'all about that. So
at the Howard Petrie.
The Howard Petrie, the real Howard Petrie, because there's some fakes out there.
Like the Ohio State. Empress J, where are you located? Where are you from?
I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. I've lived here all of my life.
Alabama. There's family there.
He's from
Yeah, so
he's rolling tide down there.
Roll the
Yeah,
tide. Yep.
we roll
Roll
tide
the
down
tide.
here.
That's right.
I've been here all my life, so this is where I'm at. I'm looking to try to expand my knowledge of get friends in different cities and connect with other people outside of Birmingham.
Network.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
your friend now, and I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Well, I'm just south of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Okay, nice to meet you, friend. So I'm looking just to see some stuff, like get out here and connect with other people that are in these different communities that I frequent. So
Baron.
We're gonna try to have a big
I've
get
heard of
together
his name
again this
before.
year with the network, Rosie.
Huh?
Things is gonna try to have another big get together with the network this year.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
We're trying. I think
was
Jeremy's
that?
locking it in for sometime around August. But
he had asked who would be interested, and he said something about talking to him about a deposit, but
we're thinking like Mansfield Reformatory big.
Yeah, I would like to go there.
Yeah,
I love stuff like that.
Like several buildings, real big. It'll be a lot of fun. Maybe we can get Ernie and Denise to come up with us.
Yeah, we
Greg
should.
said, let's do it.
Exciting. That sounds fun.
Everybody investigating, learning new techniques from each other. Last year at Waverly was so much fun. I had an absolute blast.
Yeah, I did too. That was awesome. It was good.
But I don't like going to Alabama, right, Empress? I don't like going to Alabama. I go to Florida and I go to the lowest part. I just cross over. It only takes me like 20 minutes to get across Alabama. Right? I just don't like Alabama.
When we went to see you, Howard, we went right through
Sweet home Alabama.
Well, the reason why I don't like Alabama is because I'm college football and pro football. I love college and pros. And LSU and Alabama have history.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real. It used to be worse than the Alabama Auburn history. I remember that.
Yeah.
There used to be some tainted history there. I remember that.
I got no problems with anybody. I'm a Notre Dame fan, so.
I'm not really big on. I'm a tennis fan.
Wow.
Believe it or not, I like tennis. So
Serena.
I love tennis. I just can't play.
I used to love it. I used to be good at it.
I can't play it either, but I watch those people play. But
I get out there and try to play, and I hit the ball, and it's like
I
you go running for the ball every time I hit it.
Yeah, everyone used to be like, you need to play baseball.
Yeah, I was a baseball. I played baseball and basketball and football my whole life.
Go get it.
I wish I knew how to play, but I love to watch it. It's
good
exciting.
exercise. Oh
it's like my favorite sport to watch.
That is the most agile, physical exercise if you play it a lot that you will ever freaking
Oh Lord, if you see them on those clay courts, you see them on those clay courts when they slide and submit.
Ping pong.
Yes.
It'd be so easy to pull muscle. Now I can play ping pong all day long. I grew up with my dad bought us a ping pong table when I was about 10 years old, and I played ping pong all the time. I get down on some ping pong tables, but tennis, that's too much running.
It's a very
Yo, Adrian.
It is.
Yeah,
like I said, I'm 6'3", 200. I'm 6'3", 230 pounds, man. That's too much running.
But those people are usually so tall. It's like he was like 6'6" and he played tennis.
Yeah.
He was tall. Yeah, so it's been some tall people on there. I mean,
it's like somebody got me to play soccer a couple times just for fun.
Oh God.
And Lord have mercy, I was so tired after a soccer game. No, it was over. I'm like, I thought football was rough.
Soccer's pretty, yeah. I'm not good at that. Yeah. I've never been good at that.
I stuck to football. I played high school and college football. So
soccer is so active. Oh my goodness.
I used to be a real good football player.
Hacky sack. Did you play hacky sack?
Oh yeah, I played some hacky sack.
Yeah.
I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
How do you not play a little hacky sack?
Right. That's funny. I'm surprised you don't see kids doing it right now all the time. They brought back everything else from then, huh?
I play with my
kids are too lazy to go outside.
Oh my God.
Mine's
They
Yeah,
play hacky sack.
here,
They brought it out. They play hacky sack. They brought it out for the PlayStation.
Huh? They did?
No, I said kids
they
would play it if they brought it out for
Yeah,
the PlayStation.
that's true. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you brought it on some kind of app on their phone.
Yeah.
I used to pick that thing up, make it land on my head, and drop it down my back, kick it back up, kick it across
That's
somebody
what
else.
Debbie said. So what do you think about witch talk, Empress J? What do you think about it?
I mean, I feel like it has its place, and that, it has its audience. I think that you have to take some things with a grain of salt.
I think beans. I think they fill with beans.
Mm-hmm.
And just be as intuitive as you can be when you're looking at different people who are doing different things.
Mm-hmm.
I try to make sure that if I'm seeing anybody, it's like they're genuine people who are genuinely wanting to teach or genuinely wanting to help people with different things. So
yeah, and they're not just doing it for a label.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Everyone's
really.
trying to make a quick buck off of it. It's like, I don't know, a cash.
Yeah, and that to me is the biggest problem is television, social media, movies. It's all sensationalized it so much, and now you have so many people out there who just want to make money.
Yeah,
they want to make money. They'll be willing to do anything. That's what I was telling.
And don't get me wrong, if somebody come up and offer me big bucks to do my own show, yeah, I'd probably jump right on and do my own show. But I don't think I would do it in the capacity to where I had to fake evidence and fake stuff. And you know that there's that stuff. I've talked to plenty of people in television that do this stuff. There's times that they're doing stuff just for ratings.
I know it. So you can't. It's really sad. It's kind of hard for you to tell who has genuine gifts and who genuinely want to be helpful to people. It's like, a lot of times when I'm reading, I just do it just to do it. It's never really like, oh, I'm not going to open my mouth unless you cash at me $145. So that's why I know. That's how I know my intuition is getting stronger, because I was following certain people on Facebook. On YouTube, and then I was noticing certain things being said about certain people. I'm like, I have to leave you where you are, because this is just. How are you charging people $400 for a tarot reading? What?
I like what Greg said in the comments. He said it really changes people, and it's so sad.
Does.
Yeah.
The fame in our field, and
it does.
Unfortunately, it really does, and it's. I hate to say that
Well, because you have to kind of sell your
soul.
So
hard.
Almost,
it's so hard when you're in a field that is shunned by the scientific community for the most part, and then that leads to you have enough people that don't believe what you're doing anyway.
True.
So it's hard enough with all of that, and then you start having people that get big heads and get cocky, and then or they super inflate their egos to the point that they're influencing everybody in the field. And that's one thing that we have to remember is that
the big people.
That influence.
Greg said that he lost friends over it. You'll be surprised because you'll be looking over people. I think that when you decide to walk a certain walk, dealing with the spiritual or supernatural, you're going to lose friends anyway. People are going to be looking at you like, what? That's going to happen anyway. I'm telling you, since I've been doing what I'm doing, it's like I'm seeing what other friends are doing, and it's like this we're not matching up.
Spiritually outgrowing them. You're outgrowing them.
You absolutely.
Because I just got this in about a week ago, and I didn't get a chance to show anybody. From Dee's Ghost, Jesse Stewart. Look, look
Show
what he
us.
made.
Yay! I've been wanting to see that. Oh my goodness.
Well, it's
Is that
good.
Does it go
Annabelle?
off? Do you have the
I can't
You
batteries
have
in it?
Annabelle. Is it a rim?
It's
Yeah.
a REM
Oh
pod. Yeah.
God.
Can you make it
You
go
put an
off?
antenna on it for me to get better
Oh my
reception.
gosh, that's awesome.
You can take the antenna off, and it does the same thing.
Hallelujah, paranormal consultant.
Jesse does it
That's
way better.
everywhere, I feel like.
He
Yeah,
also,
it is.
It's
I look at
everywhere.
it this way.
I'll
I
bring,
really do. If there's something out there to be learned, I want to learn it.
Mm-hmm.
and our
And I
brainchild.
don't care who's going to teach it to me, as long as they appreciate the fact that you know this, especially in this field is ever changing.
Yeah, it
And
is.
you've got to be able to roll with it a little bit. I
Mhm.
mean, now, granted, some stuff I've been looking at getting a personal LiDAR system because I want to test LiDAR in this field. Room
I thought
mapping
about that
LiDAR.
the other day. I think someone was talking about something similar to that, and I was thinking about you.
Yeah, I
and
came up
Matt.
with the idea about 2 years ago in my head, where you can,
Hmm.
you know, they map caves and
Awesome.
map rooms for professional businesses, the better layout, you know, things like that.
Mhm.
These things are so expensive.
Oh,
I see.
They can be very expensive. For one that reads 12 meters, which is what, 38 feet? No, about 40 feet. For one that just measures out 40 feet, you're looking at close to $3,000.
what?
Yeah, $3,000.
Huh?
But it'll three-dimensionally map anything that moves in that room. So you can set it up in a room, leave the room, and watch the data as it comes in live with a laptop. It is doing a 360-degree top, bottom, floor to ceiling map of the room,
Mm-hmm.
and any anomaly in that room is going to show up. So that's why I want to invest in one. Like I said, the problem is it's expensive. So sometimes rolling with those punches, you just have to make do with what you got.
I wonder because everything they're saying now, you can get plane tickets on a payment plan. They be doing Klarna and everything else for plane tickets.
Because of Corona. That's why. That's why. And also, remember that brainchild we had there, Tim? We were talking about the Jacob's Ladder
Yep.
and everything. He developed one it does the Jacob's Ladder, so it's feeding it the spirits that way, and it's also has a radiation. It throws out that radiation type, so it's feeding it twice. It's giving it whatever. It's feeding.
Did you order one of those?
I got the very first one. The prototype.
Yes. Show us. Hey, Jillian.
There it is. If you can see it, see the little light on top.
Yep.
I turn it off.
Yep.
That's electricity. That's
Yeah.
the shit out of you. It's like a little taser gun.
Mm-hmm.
When you turn it on this way, there's a switch on the side here. You turn it on, you can hear it.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
So you do that, and you put on that part, and it draws, it feeds the ghost.
I can feel it.
I hear it.
It's almost like a pump. It's almost like a pump. So
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool that you can put, you know, I've also used things like ionizers, putting out positive ions into the air, things like that, to try to help a spirit manifest and be able to communicate better.
Hmm.
I haven't seen the lucre box.
It's a new one. That new one. Remember with the bunches of different things? I think, is that not what? No, that was called the Gravedigger. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Where's the lucre? Where can you order the
Lurker box. I thought I've seen it on his website.
And I got a bunch of stuff from him. I mean, I got the cat balls that are made out of copper.
It's not new.
I got a bunch of the music box. I've got the the one where you can plug it into an SB7 or whatever spirit box, and it kind of like it's the paddles for it instead of having all that static and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I have that. I have a bunch. I ordered a bunch of shit from them.
I just got
the
a
way I
pair of
see it,
ears
Greg,
yesterday.
yeah,
Pair of ears.
Greg and Don, the way I see it is, I don't let these podcasts and stuff influence what I think about me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want it to influence the way other people think about me necessarily.
Right.
On the same hand, if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet so many people I've met in this field, learn new techniques, learn new things. Like you, Greg, you've helped me out tremendously with my spirit box and how to properly use one and which one to buy and stuff. So, knowing those things, helping each other, communicating with new people and finding new things in this field. That's why I do this. That's exactly why I do this. And there's a lot of people in the chat that I've got to meet either in person or just on these videos that, I feel like Howard. Howard says him and I share a brain, and we do. Howard's like my brother. And I would have never met him had I not jumped into this podcast world.
Yeah.
So, it's all
true.
I think ego has to be you have to be the one that controls who you let into your life and who you let out of your life. And you have to be the one that controls how your ego is affected through doing this.
Absolutely.
For me, I do this.
Learn a lot after.
I'm a talkative guy.
With so many.
I'm a talkative guy. So I do this because it's fun for me. And Greg knows that him and I have both been in broadcast journalism. So, he understands that too. When you're, I've gotten recognized on the street a bunch of times back when I was in the radio world, and people come up to me and expect me to be Mr. Radio. And, it's the same thing. You just have to learn to control. You control what your perception is, and you control what everybody else's perception is at the same time.
Yeah.
Everybody who's ever met me knows I'll shake your hand. I'll give you a hug. I don't care. I'm a hugger. I am a hugger. So
if I get mauled by a bear, because he's 6'2", 6'3", something like that?
6'3", yeah.
And I'm 5'11". He looked down at me and he grabbed me and I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Also, when your ego is triggered, though, that means you need to do self-work.
I tell you about my arms like this. I'm about 8 foot tall. So.
When your ego is triggered, it means you need to do something within yourself so that you don't feel like that person is a threat to you.
You can always see when someone's ego is out of line, especially for a lot of people who have these TV shows. Like I was watching, what's her name? Teresa. Is it Teresa from Rhode Island?
Yeah.
And she got that, let me see your manager haircut or something like that. Yeah.
Caputo. Is it Caputo?
When I noticed she was stopping people in public places to read them, I'm like, your ego is out, because that's such a private thing. And you can control it. I'm not saying she doesn't have the gift of intuition, but you can control it.
I knew what you meant, Greg.
I do. I can control it. I don't just stop people on the street and like, your dead grandmother wanted you.
Ask them, hey, I got a message to tell you. Do you want me to tell you that? You know what I mean? Like, you don't just.
Yeah, I feel like it could be so personal for people. That's why I even say on my own show, I don't show pictures. If they send pictures, I don't show anybody's picture. I don't be like, this person said, and this person sent in, and I read them, and I just like, if you want me to go further, it's for more deep and personal, we can do that offline. I don't have to sit here and just throw your whole mess up.
I'll be completely honest with you. 5 years ago, if somebody walked up to me and said, I have a message from someone from so-and-so beyond the great, I'd have laughed right in their face. I was that close-minded of a person.
Oh,
but
wow.
through doing this and meeting people, it has opened my mind up so much, the possibilities of what's really out there. And it's not because I was mean. It was just because I grew up in that era when it kind of became a joke for a while for a lot of people. You know,
That's what I'm saying.
I would have grabbed their hand right on the street. No joke. You could ask anybody that really knows me. I'm not a shy person. I don't have a lot of fear. I'm not one of those people that's gonna, not speak as much. I'd have grabbed your hand right on the street and gone straight into keep smiling.
Oh Lord, how funny!
Because that's the kind of ass I am. Just being funny. But
I know that.
On the same
I mean,
hand,
the same thing with me. The same thing with me. If someone told me that this was like real, like I have to wake up every day and like this is some real shit. Oh my God, this is some real shit. I'm telling you, like when you spend your whole life in a mindset, and then you have to like break that down and kind of like break down other things. You're like constantly breaking down, like Amazon boxes. You're like, damn it, this is some real shit. And you're like, people have real gifts, people have real capabilities, and it's like,
Rosie, have you ever been on? You've not done much stuff on ship, correct?
On a ship, no.
Okay. See, Rosie and I'm former Navy. Rosie's current Navy.
Freedom.
What's that?
I've worked pier side and harbor side more than on a ship.
See, like I was more on ship than I was off. Mm-hmm. So you get guys on ship, they won't go to certain areas on the ship.
Oh yeah.
They'll be like, that place is haunted as hell. I ain't going there.
Yeah.
And I was always the guy laughing at them, walking straight in there. Didn't care because I didn't believe in it. I was raised really Christian.
Me too.
My dad was an old regular Baptist minister. Now, I don't know how much you know about the old regulars, but the hellfire brimstone. I was going to hell if I believed in this stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I was raised Baptist Christian.
Sea green.
Yeah. So, growing up, I didn't really believe in any of this stuff. And, you don't until you have that experience.
Yes.
And even still, when I go into a place, I go into it skeptical. I want to go into it skeptical, though. That keeps my mind sharp. Because if there's any other explanation, I would rather it be that than it be, something paranormal.
I think that's a healthy balance to know that stuff exists and to have experienced this stuff and to still remain skeptical and like, okay, I'm walking in this as if this is new to me. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going to happen.
Years ago, I had a client. Every time she got in the shower, she turned on her shower and she'd hear footsteps in the hallway.
Yeah.
That was me.
I go into the house.
No, she be peeping in the shower. No peeping.
Peeping. I'm be looking through the windows and shit.
Peeping Kim. No, I'm just kidding.
He tells me the story. I walk straight down to her basement, yell upstairs, tell him turn on the shower, and I watch the pipes banging
the
along.
Of the pipe, yeah.
Wow.
I leave their house. I left their house. I ran down to Walmart. I bought six pipe hangers, went back, screwed them into the boards in the basement, told them turn on the shower. Problem solved. Guess what? You ain't got a ghost. And then, but when I left their house, they were happy.
That's what I am, Dover.
And that's that. I'm not skeptical of the paranormal. When I do a private investigation, though, I try to go in as skeptical as possible because I want to be able to help them no matter what. Luckily, I've got
I don't go in completely
background
skeptical. I go in completely making them think that I believe everything that they say because I want them to be as clear with me as they can.
I want to ask a question, Empress.
No, and I get that. But what I'm saying is I try to when I'm investigating. I don't want to discredit them, but when I'm investigating, I want to try to disprove what they're saying is paranormal.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if I can, then that makes them instantly become at ease in their home.
Try to debunk it before that's what I try to do.
Exactly.
I want to ask Empress, when you go into a residential or just do an investigation anywhere, as a intuitive, what is the first thing that you actually do? You feel things right off the bat? I mean, is there something there, or do you actually do the investigation and later tell what you felt or how does it work with you when you do an investigation?
Okay, well, for me personally, I'm sensitive and I'm intuitive and I'm also an empath. So me, I'm all about the feelings. Like the first investigation we did, I felt something. Like I could feel a presence. And then when we pulled up, I was looking around the windows and I was seeing spirits out the ass. I'm like, it's something up there. That room. You have a lot of guests in this house.
Howard was bent over. No.
Yeah, yes, so that's what I'm saying. I could feel something, and then I started to see something. Like when I walk into a house, I'm like, the feelings hit me first.
Yeah,
like,
that's how I do.
I'm checking the environment. I'm checking the air. Like, why is it cooler over here and warmer over here? And it's like a vibe. It's an ambience. And then I start to investigate the house, and then we're like, okay, going through every room, walking with the.
I am not empathic at all, like Howard. I don't have a psychic bone in my body, but I love having personal experiences with spirits. My favorite one was at Crown Point Jail. We were with a large group. We go up to the top floor, which was the children's wing. And my friend Scott, most of the people on the network here know Scotty. He's 5'1", 120 pounds, soaking wet. As soon as we walk into the children's ward, he says, "Hey, you see that big guy over there? My buddy Tim? He's king of the hill. Try to knock him down." Now, these were juvenile delinquents that were locked up in there. We weren't getting anything. But then after a while, I walked over to a corner and I said, you know what? Before I'm a big guy, I'm a dad. Right. And I said, if you're here and you're scared and you just want to hold my hand or hug me or something, if you need a hug, you just come on over. And instantly, I could feel it in my hand. I could feel somebody hold my hand. And we did temperature readings on both my hands. That my hands were 2 different temperatures.
Wow,
you've done things to Scotty. I mean, come on. He's done that to you, and what you went down there in the what is it? The holding, not the holding cells, the bottom, the what they call it, the
women's area.
No, she's outside.
And you put down $20 or something like that. And
no. The spirit box loves Scotty in Crown Point Jail.
Who lives right by them?
I don't know. He just came in. I was talking to the guys.
Where?
I don't know. He just came in and said that he's outside.
They've had bad luck lately.
He's on the porch crying right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scotty, they love Scotty. And they love talking dirty to Scotty. The inmates at this jail.
They like Scotty.
So I gave him $20 and told him to go up to the conjugal visit room. He went up there. He went up with $20 to the conjugal visit room, and nobody showed up. He was mad as all get out.
I see something that Greg said about everybody having abilities. I definitely wanted to address that because I noticed that he said that on an episode I was watching his show, The Ghost Box, and I noticed that he said that. And I think that people have abilities, but everybody doesn't have spiritual gifts. I'm not going to say that. I just know for a fact because I got people parading on Facebook. I was just looking at somebody had made a comment, and I'm like, you don't have those gifts, which is why you're causing negative. You're bringing negative attention to someone's spiritual beliefs because you are not tapped in. You just say that you cannot connect. You have been denied.
Read the private chat.
I don't think anybody can do this. I don't think anybody can do this without connecting a couple of times at least emotionally.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I know I've experienced it personally. I know every one of us has experienced that emotional connection with a spirit.
Yeah.
And whether you believe
I think that you can connect to spirits, but I think that it takes a special type of person to to unravel it all and to understand and comprehend. I will say that. So some people kind of fake this gift because they know they're not tapped in, and they may have had an experience, and maybe the spirits or whatever cut their asses off, because that happens. Sometimes you just get cut off, like a rich father cuts off his rich entitled son or daughter. You just get cut off. And so sometimes people will masquerade as if they have these gifts. And I've seen it for myself. And I'm intuitive, so I know you ain't got no damn gifts. So you probably have had an experience, and you want to keep playing up on that experience. And since you were denied access into this culture or this spirituality, now you're going to sit here and talk shit about it.
Right.
But
only. I mean, I'm not psychic at all. I mean, intuitive. If I am, I got one ability, and I know this is going to sound weird, but well, I could be anywhere in the house, and all of a sudden I feel hungry, and I know where the refrigerator's at, and that's where I'll go. I mean, it draws me to it. It calls me. I mean, I can speak.
That's insane. That's insane.
But that's about it. That's all my abilities are.
I'm just saying, you know, when you go and you hear someone's story and you can relate to it on a personal level, sometimes you get that emotional attachment with that spirit, you know.
Right.
You can relate to the struggle that they had in their life, or whatever they went through during their life, or the tragic way in which they passed.
mm-hmm.
My daughter's empathic. And the way she found out that she was empathic is she went on her very first ever paranormal investigation with us. Okay. And as we're going through the rooms, and she hears this story of this woman who was treated very badly by a man. She connected with it because my daughter had an abusive boyfriend at one point in her life. And so, and that connection opened up her mind to be able to, I mean, there's other times she's gone on investigation. She's been able to pinpoint dead on things. Like we took her to Crown Point Jail. I never told her anything about Crown Point Jail. In fact, I told my wife, I don't want you to tell her nothing. She doesn't need to know there's a juvenile area. She doesn't need to know there was a federal prison area. She doesn't need to know. The only thing that she knew is that it's famous because John Dillinger was housed there. He escaped from that prison, from that jail. The famous one where he's making the symbol, he's leaning on the prosecuting attorney. That happened in this jail. So she knew that part.
Oh, thank you, Dover.
She was able to walk through that jail and tell us exactly, this is where they kept the women. There was a famous woman that was housed there. This was her cell.
Good night, Joanne.
Good night, Joanne. You know,
Yeah,
she was able to pinpoint every part of that jail and what went on there.
I seem to have clear audience, especially recently. Yeah, I don't necessarily say that I hear things. I just see stuff. But you know, you're absolutely right, and I just try to. I've been doing well with controlling myself. Is what I'm learning now. Is about controlling myself and trying to kind of, I don't want to say guard myself, but make sure I'm protected when I'm going out into these spaces, because people have a lot lingering on them. And it just be like, oh my God. So sometimes I've done readings where they have literally drained me like a battery. And I'm just like, oh. And I know a lot of that has to do with that empath energy. They'll drain you, honey, like an Energizer battery. But those are the ones where people really need the most help and the most healing. So
yeah,
I take it in stride. I appreciate
you have to be able to block it out sometimes.
Yes, you do. You absolutely do.
That's the truth, because it can be overwhelming, I'm sure.
Yeah, I block out Jackie all the time. That's my fiance.
I'll be right back.
All right. So is that what you feel when you're doing an investigation? I feel
things first, and then I kind of start to put those feelings together and I see things play out for me. A lot of times when I'm looking at things or even when I'm doing readings, I see metaphorical images. It's like if I see someone with this big wall up, and it's usually like this big great Game of Thrones crazy ass wall. And I'm like, okay, you're guarded. You're very guarded in a way, and you're very defensive. So I kind of started to put these metaphors and these images together.
Okay.
I
That's.
think we all
I mean,
I think we
I
all
don't
in
know.
healing path.
I've never asked that question before, and it was good to hear finally someone tell me what's going. Because, like I said, I've never asked that question, and I don't know what the someone with gifts would actually feel. Um, Master, with your gifts, do you ever have any astral projection or anything like that? Have you ever done anything like that before?
I have not done astral projection. I I've always been interested in it, but like I said, I haven't tapped into the thing that I'm focusing on right now is lucid dreaming.
Okay,
I'm
where's
trying
that?
to I'm trying to get more into connecting with my spirit guides or in connecting and communicating in dream form. And it's been really hard because I barely remember my dreams, but I have been trying different methods to try to do that. So I've just been doing a lot more studying into how I can tap into that. And like Tim mentioned earlier in the show about connecting to different individuals who know how to do stuff. So there are a lot of people who connect to their spirit guides in dreams. And that's something that I've been wanting to try to tap into, but I haven't done it yet. I'm still looking into it, but that's my biggest thing because a lot of people are getting messages, really clear messages in their dreams. So I want to just take it to the next level and start to connect on that level.
I wanted to ask you a question about past lives. Do you believe in like past lives and that certain
I
people,
do. I do. The reason I say this, Tim, is because I had an experience when I took ayahuasca 2 summers ago. So the summer of 2020, I took ayahuasca and I actually connected with um, long descended ancestors. Like a hoodoo is an ancestral spirituality, but I connected on a different level. And so I saw the person that the person that kind of got me interested in this, like getting into this. I saw me and him in a past life, and we didn't get along in any life that I knew him in. We always clashed. And so my ancestors, like this long, they came to me in like a vision, and they were like, he's always there in our life to show you something, but he's always seasonal. He was never supposed to be someone that you set up shop with. We always clashed in every life I knew him in.
wow.
And so we clashed in this. I don't talk to him now. So he started me on the journey, but he definitely couldn't go any further with me on that journey because he made a comment to me a long time ago, and I just knew that we would be separated. He was like, after he was doing this for like 8 years, and he was like, it's only going to take you a very small amount of time to surpass me on this walk. And I'm like, really? And so I did. And there was like, we separated a long time ago. He could no longer continue to walk with me. But my very, very, very long descended ancestors showed me that we never saw eye to eye in a life that we were in. And I saw way past, way long ago. So I definitely believe in past lives. I definitely believe, I had a reading not too long ago. Someone's like, you were some type of teacher or like counselor in a past life. I'm like, I can believe it. Because teaching runs on both sides of my family.
Oh, that's cool.
So I can believe that.
See, I don't know why I have these weird dreams sometimes. And I dream a lot about being on a battlefield. Now I was in a Navy.
Well, you're married.
Like different eras of a battlefild. Like sometimes it'll be like Revolutionary or Civil War, and sometimes it'll be like, like World War II. Sometimes it'll be, swords and shields.
You can
So,
do that. You can do that. Sometimes
but it's always a dream.
But that's what I'm saying. You probably have lived those lives. I mean, you said you've been in the Navy.
Yeah.
So that could have been like a destined thing. Like in every life, you're bound to end up, serving as some type of war, some type of veteran or some type of war veteran hero or something like that. So that may be something that you should probably look into as far as what were your past lives looking into? What were you doing in your past lives, or what was going on with you many lifetimes ago? And I'm telling you, we really shock you. And so I have definitely had those experiences, but it's always when I'm doing some type of like psychedelic, I can tap into stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just dreams that I have, and I'm always like, why
That's
did I
so
dream?
interesting.
Why did I dream that I was a Viking fighting off
Y'all give me
Roman
one.
legion?
You live next to Minnesota. You live next to Minnesota for one, and then you married to Crystal. So I mean, really,
I don't live next to Minnesota. It's a long drive from here to Minnesota.
well, you're up there. You're up in the north somewhere. So that's all. It's all the same.
Well, my last name is Nordic. My last name is Kohler, which is Germanic. So I know I come from that region. Part of me comes from that region of the world. But, on the same hand, like I said, it's just weird that I have these dreams and it's always about a battlefield. I don't know.
My past life, I was a slug.
Yeah, I don't know about any animalistic past lives for me, but yeah, I like I said, it's just dreams that I have.
I've had dreams like that when I was. I dreamt that I was in World War II on the front line somewhere. And I forgot was the name of the little French village I was at, and I got shot. And that's why I wound up dying.
I think part of the reason why I have those dreams is because I watch too many war documentaries.
I like those documentaries.
I watch a lot of documentaries on history, so I've always been a history buff.
Oh, I like history too.
I've always been a huge history buff. I watch documentaries. Crystal's like, this is so damn boring, and I'm like glued to the TV.
I like stuff like that too. I actually have a friend of mine. He comes over and he'll play a history channel on YouTube, and I'm like, this is great.
I watch a lot of historical documentaries.
So, yeah, I like that too. English is my first love, but history was my second favorite subject when I was in school. I love it.
I was always into history and science. Science because I could blow stuff up, and history because it's always just fascinated me. Everyone on the network knows my favorite historical topic, but
yeah,
right.
Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, Vlad the Impaler. I'm a huge Vlad.
Vlad the Impaler.
Chrissy's on hers.
He's the man that Count Dracula was based off of.
Right.
Really?
Yes. And I've been on several podcasts talking about him and the differences between the real Vlad the Impaler and the Dracula Vlad the Impaler.
So Bram Stoker based it on a real person.
Yes.
Okay.
Which there were connections before Bram Stoker ever wrote Dracula, but Bram Stoker's Dracula really brought this.
Yeah, to mainstream.
Yes, to mainstream. It really brought it to life. The whole Dracula and Vlad comparison, and in fact, he even named the name of Dracula in the book is Prince Vlad.
Interesting.
Yeah, Prince Vlad the Impaler. Well, he doesn't call him the Impaler. He calls him Prince Vlad Dracula, which was his actual name was Vlad Tepes, but he was called Vlad Dracula because his father, who was the king before him, was Vlad Dracul. Now, Dracul in ancient Romanian meant dragon. It was the order of the dragon given by the Catholic Church to his father because they were surrounded by the Ottoman Empire and the Turkish Empire. And there's this little bitty country of Wallachia, and you got the Turks and you got the Ottomans. So he was a defender of Christianity between two Muslim empires. So his land was fought over a lot. And then so Dracula literally means son of the dragon. But around the time Bram Stoker wrote Dracula, which was like 100 or almost 400 years later, Romanian language had changed. And Dracul went from meaning dragon to meaning devil.
Oh.
So it was an easy thing to mess up. But
good. I like history lesson, Tim. I really like that.
Well, you see, my great grandmother was born in Poland, but her mother was Romanian. So growing up, I heard stories of Prince Vlad the Impaler, Prince Vlad Dracula, from my great grandmother, who had heard stories that had been passed down through generations. So I became interested in it when I was about 12 years old, and I've been studying it ever since. 32 years later, I'm still studying the man. So his life was extremely interesting, but I don't want to get into all that right now.
I love that.
That's for a different show.
Now I got to go look that up.
Yeah, just like Chrissy. Chrissy was actually William Wallace. You know, she was running through the fields and everything. She was wearing a thong, and she had pasties, and they had the little thing.
Oh my God!
And she was running so fast. She was running so fast, they were actually like little propellers. And she lived 2 feet off the ground.
Howard. That's a different show, Howard.
Oh no! Oh no! That took a drastic turn.
So she asked me, we were talking about it. It was like this. She asked me about this.
Oh my God!
It's a different show, Howard.
Yeah, and now that's
definitely a different show.
No,
you said this was the more toned down show.
Let me try to get the show back on track. Empress J, are there any like fairly famous paranormal places to investigate near you that you've been able to do, or?
No, I've just mostly done residential. I'm looking to go into this super. I mean, it's like a beauty shop that's got a lot of activity. So I think that's going to be the next thing for Spirit. We're working on a couple of the projects now, things that we're trying to get to that were probably like postponed due to the climate of the world right now. So you kind of have to push some things back. So we're looking to try to pick back up on our paranormal investigation. But like I said, I don't go to every one that they do because I'm moving around so much doing Empress J and trying to really get Conjure Girl Magic out there because it's something I just really started and I'm trying to pour a lot of energy into it, but I definitely do sub as an intuitive for Spirit. So I will be attending the next investigation that they have, and I believe it's at a beauty shop, if I'm not mistaken.
Very cool.
But it's a lot of places in Alabama. I mean, it's Alabama. You want to know it's tons of crazy shit here.
Oh, I know, man. I mean, being kind of northeast a little bit, we have a lot of history that goes back to like War of 1812.
Oh yes.
I mean, Fort Wayne was an actual fort.
Yes.
And it was a participant in the War of 1812. So there's a lot of that around here. There's a big battleground out by Chrissy there. I've investigated several times, and
Mm.
I love investigating the two cemeteries associated with the battle that took place because they buried the soldiers right next to the river. Now, anybody that knows anything about Native Americans knows that they were associated with waterways. You know, the Native
Mm.
Americans, that was their spot. They buried the Native Americans up on a hill. But I will say this, the Native Americans that are buried there were actually given tombstones with their names engraved on it, which is extremely rare.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be afraid of erosion or anything like that because they're right next to a river, for one. And rivers change all the time.
The cemetery's close to the river where they buried the soldiers, but Native Americans would build their burial mounds fairly close to rivers. Everything that they did was close to the river. The river was like a road for them. It was a life source. Why, you know, and when you really research ancient Native culture, you know, they were very what's the best way to say it? They were very ecologically, religiously, you know, the two went hand in hand. Mother Earth, you know, and their gods were based off natural elements.
Dover wants to know where you at. I guess where you live.
I am in Northeast Indiana, right outside of Fort Wayne, Indiana, a little town called Huntington, founded by Samuel Huntington.
I love going to investigate the old cemeteries. I mean, you there's so much you could feel. Like one place we went to, you could feel electricity actually when you walk in. You could feel that thickness. You know what I'm talking about when you walk into a place that's really active, and you get that thickness that comes around you, and you can almost smell it. That's how thick it is.
Well, Howard, you got stuff that goes all the way back into the pirate times, man. I wish Indiana had stuff that went all the way back into pirate times.
Jean Lafitte.
We have a lot of Native American things around here. There was a big Native American encampment right out by my house here. So, you know, and they've preserved the cult, they've preserved it, you know, for people to come and do historical things there and stuff. So I love going out there and just being with nature. I'm a very nature person. So
I gotta get Empress J over here. I gotta get her down here and let her come. She's seen the city back in 2019, but I don't know how you saw the city. But if you have somebody who knows where to go, you will see the city.
Yeah, I saw some things. I went. It was a solo trip, and so I went on Christmas Day. Probably a lot of things were not going to be open and available for me because I was like, I just threw some shit in the car. Something had been telling me for weeks. Like I try to listen to this little voice in my head. I don't know what it was. It's like, you need to go to New Orleans. I'm like, huh? Like go on Christmas Day, but I went. And it was very transformative to me. I had a really interesting experience while I was there. And it was kind of outside of that, but I kind of got together with this priestess, priestess. And so she invited me to her home. She made me a spiritual bath. She took me to her, it's like a prayer. It was like a prayer room. It was amazing. So I had a great experience while I was there, but yeah. Oh yeah, that's a mojo bag.
It's a green bag.
Oh yeah, he got grease. Yeah, he got grease. But we call mojo grease. It's pretty much the same, I believe.
Well, that's for protection and health. They make them for
different. Yes, it is it's for a lot of different things. A lot of people like you carry things around in a mojo bag and protection, health, love, self-love. Sometimes you want to do work on yourself. So
there's where Howard took us to Voodoo Authentica, they make them personalized for you there.
Yep.
You can have one made for exactly what you need.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I told Crystal I'm gonna steal hers and make tea.
It's sick.
Probably. Yeah, I am feeling a little better, Jeremy. Yesterday and today has been the best I felt since I contracted COVID. So
You gotta stay away from
Oh, I want to go to Chicago. That's one of my stops along the way. I'm going to be going to Chicago.
I love
Nick
Chicago.
Muley. Hook up with Nick Muley. He's a
I've never been.
I took last time I was in Chicago, I took one of the tours where Al Capone was and
Oh, wow.
that. Yeah. I love Chicago.
Love something like that. I want to go to Chicago. I think it's only like an 8-hour drive from me, 8 or 9 hour drive from me. But I probably would most likely be flying. But
See, I'm straight across.
hours.
You got Chicago over here in Illinois, and if you go straight across Indiana, you hit Fort Wayne. That's about.
Oh.
I'm about 3.5 hours from Chicago.
Oh, lucky you. God, I'd probably just be driving there to eat.
I'm only 30 minutes from New Orleans.
When I go to Chicago, normally it's to go to the museum. So
I love art. I was just about to say that usually when I go to places, I look for certain different things in every place, and I'm usually looking for an art gallery. Everywhere I go to an art gallery or some type of museum or something because I love art. So
we have.
You ever heard of Blue Dog? Have you ever heard Blue Dog? Blue Dog.
Blue Dog.
George Rodriguez. He was the first one that ever painted Blue Dog, and that has taken off down here like crazy. He's passed away. It's been a few years now, but he still has his paintings. People paint, in his style and everything because he had a studio and everything right there in the French Quarter, and they even made. You could buy, like sculptures, or you could buy paintings or whatever. There, and it's amazing. I mean, this blue. It's just Blue Dog. That's the name of the portrait. Blue Dog.
Blue Dog.
Right on, Chrissy.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we definitely need to do. I'm all up for that. That's why I say that you should. What you were saying, Tim, about opening yourself up to meeting different people and to seeing what they have, as far as teaching you. Because I call myself a lifelong learner. I'm always trying to learn different things. And I would love to go to Chicago and just see about connecting with some of the people there. That's why I can't wait to get to New York next week. I'm like, I can't wait to get a load of that history up there and see what's going on with the people. So it'll be my first time. I'm excited.
I've been to New York City. I love New York City. It's one of those places where I'm a food junkie, just like Howard.
Me too.
We both, and having that culture of the street food. And I come from a really small town. My whole town is like maybe 35,000 people. I don't even think it's that much. Probably closer to 30 for the entire town, for the whole county that I live in. So it's all about.
I love Massachusetts. I love Boston. Love it.
And I've been to Boston too. I
love Boston. The lobster rolls. Oh, honey. Okay. I went to Boston. Last time I went to Boston, honey. Right.
Yeah, you have to have good food down here. I'm gonna tell you why.
You gotta have
good food because now they done legalized marijuana. So.
Yes. and hold up, in New Orleans?
Yeah, Louisiana. We're a legal state now.
Y'all have dispensaries?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, man. Oh shit, man.
Only one dispensary is in New Orleans right now.
Only one?
Only one that's in New Orleans. Or you could buy it from LSU.
But we used to.
The colleges they're the ones who actually grow.
College.
Now, Empress J, I just got to say this real quick. When you're in New York, there's two things you have to try. And I'm not going to say pizza.
Oh.
You have to try an everything bagel.
Okay.
It's coated with all these little seeds and nuts and stuff. It's good. Try an everything bagel. And the best place to get it's either, one of those little off-street dives or from a street vendor. and you have to try something called a knish.
Knish.
A knish. They are It's like a square of hash browns that's been fried with cheese on the inside. Yeah. It's a potato cake is what it is. It's a potato cake.
I don't give a damn if it was a potato muffin. I'm for it. Let's do it. I'm gonna write it down. Shit. And jot that down. That sounds amazing.
That far north is I would go to Philadelphia. And the first thing I would do is get me a cheesesteak sandwich.
I've had Phillies from Geno's. Right downtown Philly, the place that there's two places in downtown Philly that say they invented the cheesesteak. I've had one from both. Geno's is my favorite because I'm a white cheese guy when it comes to my Phillies. Some people like the cheese whiz. Some people like the melted provolone sauce. I like the provolone sauce myself.
I'd have to go to cheese whiz.
That's my favorite.
I get two of them. I get one with both. I mean, one with cheese with the provolone.
I don't give a damn. Just get me there so I can try it. I don't care where you go.
Yeah, I've been to Philly. I've done the cheesesteak.
I don't care.
No matter where I go, I find
I like food. I like good food and good experiences. So if I'm going somewhere, I'm always like, I've never seen the Lizzie Borden. I think she was saying the Lizzie Borden experience in Boston because I went with a friend of mine the first time, and what I did, I went with my aunt the second time. So if I'm going to go solo and see what I can get into while I'm there, because I want to explore a lot of different things in Boston. Boston has a lot of history, but I did go on some history tours. It was interesting. Me and my aunt went to this museum. Y'all, the Museum of Science they have in Boston is ridiculous. It is incredible. It's like 3 stories. It took up like a whole damn block. And we were in there. I got us like city passes. We went in there. We went to the New England Aquarium. I had a blast while I was there the last time.
Have you tried Gettysburg?
Gettysburg? No.
Yeah, well, all the weird shit that happens on that battlefield.
Oh, well, yeah.
See?
I always call her Elizabeth, never call her Lizzie. Okay. Oh, so you're a few blocks away from Fall River. That sounds beautiful. Fall River. That sounds exotical. Fall River.
Which might be Fall River. I got the Mississippi.
Yeah, she lives in Fall River, Massachusetts.
Sounds like a honeymoon spot or something.
Howard, I did a share screen to show her the sandwich we're famous for.
Oh, okay. I got you.
That is the Indiana tenderloin sandwich. That is a giant bun to tell you how big that is.
What is that?
It's a tenderloin, a pork tenderloin that's been smashed out flat, breaded and deep fried.
When they little spot in the middle, that's a hamburger bun.
Look at you.
No,
you
that
was
is
happy
a giant hamburger bun. That bun is that big around.
Look at you looking happy as hell.
Yeah.
You came out of there looking like a stuffed pig.
So that sandwich was invented in my hometown. For the state fair.
Greg said he happily eat that. That was delicious.
It is. They are delicious.
Oh my God. So do you normally eat one in like a whole one? What in the world?
Not from that place. Howard, I'm gonna kill that, all right?
All right.
I can't eat all that by myself.
I was about to say
you can make 4 sandwiches out of that one sandwich.
That'll just about get me filled up.
I'm telling you, man. I tried. I tried eating the whole one. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. But
that is ridiculous.
That's the Indiana tenderloin sandwich. They make them big.
Ridiculous.
Every place makes them a little different. They're always big. They're always they take a big thick slice of pork tenderloin. They pound it out flat, so it's good and tender. And then they bread it and deep fry it. And the best way to eat it for me, anyway, is with ketchup, mustard, pickle, and onion. Sometimes I'll put lettuce on it. Sometimes I won't. But I got to have those 4 things: ketchup, mustard, pickle, onion.
I'll get to the point where if I can't eat that thing, I'll lay down next to it and I'll just gnaw on it.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, they are.
If you
go
delicious. Big, you got to go big. I'm just like, I got to see it through. I'm just gonna stay here until I'm just gonna keep getting hungry over and over again until I eat the whole thing. I'm just gonna stay.
Yeah,
here.
Well, I'll eventually eat it all.
Sandwich, me and you.
I'll eventually eat it all.
See, your problem was Tim that you had jeans on. I go in there with stretchy pants.
Now, the other thing my little town is famous for, we have a little diner in this town, and they make
diners.
They make this breakfast plate. They make this breakfast plate called a heart attack on a plate.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 4-egg omelet that has sausage patties and hash browns and cheese inside the omelet. Then they put 4 more slices of cheese on the outside of the omelet, and then they cover the whole thing in sausage gravy.
See, I'd had to ask to put some tomatoes and some bell peppers and some onions in that.
I like tomatoes and bell pepper and onion too.
You can do that. They'll put it in there, but then they cover that whole omelet with sausage gravy. Now that I have eaten all of in one setting, and it is good.
I think you see that bathroom the next morning.
I'm telling you, there's seven slices of cheese in that one omelet.
For breakfast. If I'm gonna eat that for breakfast, I'm gonna have to clear away my whole day. Like I can't eat that and just do work. Like you can't just go to work. You're done. You're done for.
I used to work nights, so I would come home and I'd have a day off, and the kids would get on the bus to go to school, and I'd take my wife, me and her go out to breakfast. And then I come home, lay down, and go to sleep. So I'd eat all that and come home, go lay down, go to bed.
You have to.
And it comes with 4 slices of toast.
Oh no! Yeah, you're just gonna go lay down.
You can make a sandwich.
Yeah.
Sandwiches, man. You cut that sucker.
I take that. No, I take that toast, put a little butter and honey on it, and dip it right in that gravy.
That's the only way to do it. I love foodies. Yes. Tim, yes, live your best life.
There's one thing nobody will ever say is I can't eat.
Yep.
I showed Nick.
Greg said they could come with a coffin too. Yes, you might as well just
You can ask Nick Muley. I showed him the best pizza this side of Chicago. We got a pizza place up here, makes a 10-pound pizza.
Oh.
Yeah. 10 pounds.
After I leave that place, I'll be 10 pounds heavier.
I'm telling you how it is.
Does it come with a coffin? That has killed me. I know. You might as well just lay down. You might as well just lay down. You might as well just lay down. Yeah, I'm gonna you, Nick, so I can see when I can set up. I'm gonna come to Chicago. And I want to go on these tours. I want to see some stuff.
Yeah, Nick said yes. That pizza was good. I'm thinking he's saying good, not God. Yeah. But yeah, it could
have been God-like. Who knows?
I'm telling you, it tastes like it came from there. It's good pizza.
Does the coffin also come with a shovel full of dirt?
I have eaten food all across this country, and there's no one place I'll say I like better than anything else. Because every time I eat something new, I it's my new favorite thing. I remember being in I'm talking oldies, Jeremy. When I was in when I was stationed in Taiwan and Philippines and South Korea, I mean, I've eaten food all over the world, being in the Navy. So these different places, you eat these different foods, and you're just like, oh, that is so good. And then you go somewhere else, and it's like, oh, that is so good, So you eat.
That just shows you're learning, like stepping outside the box. Because I like an array of different foods. My dad was from Florida, so we grew up eating all types of seafood, just things that people would normally eat. Like everybody's like, oh, I like shrimp and I like crab legs. I'm like, I eat conch. Like I eat snail, and the snail is like this big. And we used to make conch fritters and gator and
Yep.
octopus and squid. I'll eat all of that because
Don't eat mountain oysters. Don't eat mountain oysters. I found out what that was. You don't want that.
that's just bull balls.
Yeah.
I don't eat no balls. Don't put no balls in my mouth. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I heard it was delicious.
I guess it's just me being a male.
I hope that
not-
you
I'm
will.
not-
I mean, you just put a little sauce on it and just close your eyes.
Hey, dude, I ate fish eye soup.
Because I mean,
Is
if you
it good?
It's different.
you
It's
just
Very different.
you just said that, you made me even go flashback. You know,
You really can't taste anything but the heat. Very hot. It's very spicy hot.
Oh, I like spicy.
Oh,
So
that's
you really can't taste anything but that. But when you bite into the fish eyes, they kind of squirt, and that's kind of weird.
No. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's a texture thing. I don't know. Like I said, I like to go to places where the food is good. That's one thing that I really enjoy about Boston. Boston had so many different types of food, and it
And
was
a lot
just
of fresh seafood.
yeah. I went to a place. It was like an Asian spot, and we had like soju, and we had like this fresh squid and oh my God. I was like, y'all must have just caught this at the pier.
See, now when I'm in Boston, I'm not a big tuna guy, but I love fresh tuna when it comes fresh out of the sea.
Yeah, but
it's a lot of tuna up
in
around there.
Indiana, and that's like you getting the shit that's like 2 or 3 days old.
At least.
Yeah, and I
Hey, there ain't no ocean near Indiana.
I go down to the dock and see far.
But I will sell you some beachfront property in Indiana.
I'm going to get me some shrimps from Forrest Gump. I mean, right off the dock.
Yeah, that's because the closest ocean to me, I think, is about 3 hours away in Mobile, Alabama. So,
Dawn Cajon, is it Cajon? Says I'm an alligator fan. Now, alligator sauce piquant. Oh my God, you'd slap your mama for sure. You go there and kick her in the ass. You never made this for me, woman. I mean, that stuff is delicious.
Yeah,
And
I like gator. I like gator.
I like gator too.
I'll tell you what, Dawn, right here, I've had it so much of gator, it's unbelievable. Because if you ever watch the show Swamp People, they're all around me. I have Bruce Mitchell that lives maybe 20 minutes away. I have Troy Landry it lives about maybe 30, 35 minutes away. I have all these people that's on Swamp People down in South Louisiana, all live in my area. So, I mean, I get crazy amounts of stuff. Even Shelby Stanger. And if you ever heard of Shelby Stanger, that's SOB is crazy. He is. He's crazy. Just Google him or just look on YouTube and look for Shelby Stanger, Stanga. He shot his boat. He lives on a houseboat. He just shot his boat. And he just said, I just had problems. I mean, it's the way he is. I mean, he's just a crazy individual.
I've had frog legs before. I like if it's swimming somewhere, I'm probably sure that I enjoy it. If it's swimming, I like stuff that's in the ocean. I'm not gonna lie. I like ocean-based foods, and I enjoy stuff like that. So if I go somewhere like New Orleans and I enjoy seafood, like I try, like if I go certain places I know they're known for seafood. Like when I went to New Orleans, I try not to get anything fried for real. 'Cause I'm like, I can get fried seafood at home. I want that shit just grill it, whatever Creole seasonings you got to put on it. If you got to offer it back up to whatever God you worship, whatever, I want all of that because this shit is so good. When I went for Christmas, it was good. Everything I had was good.
Frog legs. He said, Greg says, I want to make frog legs. Have y'all ever had made it? Yeah, I've had it and I've made it. Jennings, Louisiana is the frog leg capital of the world. You can go there and, oh my Lord, the frog legs are so delicious. I mean,
I've gone out and gotten them.
Yeah,
I got a frog gig right out here in the garage.
You go right there behind the house and get all you want.
Yep.
You get a bag full.
I just had a dream about making frog legs.
Yeah.
I haven't had them in a while. It's been a while too. it's not something you can just readily get here in Alabama, like Birmingham. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not something that's we sometimes you can find them in the grocery store in season around here, but around where I live, there's a lot of beef, a lot of hogs, a lot of chicken, and a lot of corn.
Corn on the cob.
Yeah, there's a lot of corn in Indiana.
Nick of the corn knows what that's about.
Interesting.
It's very flat here. The landscape, the topography is very flat.
Cornfields are so creepy to me.
And there's spots that I go out to hunting and stuff where I can literally stand in one spot and look in any direction and see 20 miles. See 20 miles away. Now, when that corn grows up above my head, because it does, it gets taller than I am. And it really, you'd be surprised at how little you can see from a cornfield perspective.
I was about to say.
Behind the house, right there down 36. You go off of 36 and it's, but you can't see it because it's swamped and it's overgrown and trees and stuff like that. But let's put it this way. If you ever want to put somebody that you don't like or have a problem with, and they won't find the body.
Drop them off in the swamp.
That becomes alligator DNA after a while.
Yeah, I'm not really afraid of going into cornfields, but I'll tell you what, if you ain't wearing long,
they're with me, I'm a huge Stephen King fan. He's my favorite author, and I've read a ton of his books. And it freaked me out so bad that I was just like, y'all are following some spiritual entity that's talking to you in some corn. So it was just so creepy to me. And I mean, he makes the strangest things creepy. So
I'm a big time deer hunter too. So
really,
yeah, I go out.
I've always wanted to learn how to do that. Like fish is what I've always wanted to learn how to do is fish. Because my dad used to fish and then go and scale them and everything like that. And I'm like, I love that. I want to learn how to do that.
Yeah, I do a lot of fresh fish in my house. One of the big fish around here is crappie. Everybody likes going out and fishing for crappie.
Oh, they got bull reds. You go out there in the Gulf, you get them bull reds that's just as tall as you are. I mean, that's redfish.
No, these are much smaller. They get 18, 19 inches.
I'm not a big freshwater fishing fan because there's nothing. I mean, there's just throwing out the line and there's no fight. I want to get out there and fight a freaking fish, man. I'm talking about. Come
up here and I'll let you hook into an Indiana cat flathead.
I want to shark or something, man.
Flathead catfish.
Flathead catfish.
Yeah.
I want to flatten the head, man. You don't want to do that.
They around here they get up to about 5-6 foot long.
5-6 feet?
Yes. And they weigh anywhere from 80-90 pounds. I was there the night that I was fishing next to the guy the night that they caught the state record.
Wow.
It weighed 127 pounds.
Oh no!
But when you go out there where I'm talking about and you hook up onto a bull shark.
Yeah, I know. I lived in Florida. I've been there and done it.
Some tarpon. Oh man, I'm talking about tuna.
Wow, I heard that.
Even a good sized redfish puts up a fight.
Yeah, walleye. They put up a great fight, a little bit of a fight. I'll get them on the shore in about
we get the walleye when they do their spawning run. They run up the Maumee River out of the Great Lakes, and that's where we go walleye fishing.
Some speckled trout.
It's probably the craziest show you've ever been on, ain't it?
I know it. I'm like, we didn't went into food. We didn't went from one thing, and I'm just like,
I'm trying to
go all these places and eat.
But no. The reason I got on hunting and fishing, I go out and I sit in these cornfields and hunt.
Oh, no.
Sit right down in the corn. Howard seen pictures of me sitting in the corn hunting.
I'm sure that would be
Why would you sit in the corn when you sit down there and you look at corn stalks? You get out there on the shoreline or on a boat and you just sit out there and go fishing. You got the water going on. You got some scenery. The splashing of the waves, soothing.
Howard, I can't shoot a deer from there. These Indiana deer get big. They get real big because they eat on all this corn, so they get real. They get real big.
Deers go up to lakes and stuff like that. They drink and all that stuff. If it's fresh or brackish or whatever, saltwater lakes.
I just get out there and I love and I use every part of the animal. I know a lot of people aren't big hunters, but if I shoot something, we eat it. We use every part of it.
Yep.
Nothing goes to waste. It's just the way I was raised to be able to harvest my own food when I need it.
I harvest my own food if I need it. I got 2 pigs, about 10, 15 freaking chickens. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Petrie's pork and poultry, baby. Triple P.
I can't do that. You have to resist the corn. It's just weird as hell.
I'm surrounded by it. My little town is known for corn and soybeans. So
only thing I'd be scared of going in the corn, I'd be sitting out there with you, Tim, and all of a sudden you hear some rustling and you hear freedom, and here comes Chrissy running around the corner.
Well, if she does, I promise not to shoot her.
She'll throw that thing at you.
Oh my
But
God.
if she's doing it during deer hunting season, she better be wearing Hunter's Orange. That's all I'm saying.
She's just gonna be wearing. Maybe it might be the thong, might be Hunter's Orange, but that's about
there you go. You got something on Hunter's Orange.
There she goes again.
I believe Chrissy. I read Chrissy on my show. Actually, she's pretty sweet.
I've had so much. She's a very nice person. We love Chrissy.
She sure is.
That's why I changed my name.
I've had everything that could possibly come up on me in the woods come up on me. Skunk, coyotes.
Oh no!
You name it, I've had it walk right up on me.
Two things I won't eat. I mean, the food ass eat anything, but the 2 things I won't eat is skunk, and I won't eat a possum. Now I'll eat coon and all that other stuff. I mean, I'll eat any of that, but I won't.
I stay clear of them. I've been sprayed by one when I was about 12, 13 years old. I don't want to go through that again. Yeah, you know what, Greg? I've never found evidence of a Sasquatch near me.
Yeah, because you're there already.
That ain't gonna mean that I ain't gonna be out there looking for him.
By the way, Jeremy York is no longer known as the White Wookiee of Indiana. That has, since everything's happened to Jeremy, so now he is known as D's Nuts because he was in the nut room when it happened.
Oh my God!
Peanut room, peanut.
I call him D's Nuts.
Oh my God! 2 hours went by fast today.
Oh,
it always does on this show. We always have a good time.
Yeah, we have a good time on here.
I guess I
don't think I've ever been on an episode of this show where we didn't talk about food. We didn't talk about everything else.
Now, if I come to Alabama, I'm going to come up there and see y'all up there at Spirit and all that. And just everybody up there, come visit y'all.
Yeah, you should, because it's something here. It's a lot of things to experience. I know over by Terry, and she's like the founder of Spirit. You know what I'm talking about. But I know that in places over there by where she lives at, I've seen apparitions walking in the street. And I had this, I literally one time I was coming from her house and I had to stop because I thought I saw a woman walking on the street. I'm like, I'm like, oh shit, it ain't a woman. And I started my car back. I'm like, you're not alive. You're not in physical form. Let me stop tripping. And I saw literally physical apparitions in the street. And I'm like, you got shit over there. They got a lot of stuff over there in her area. It's high activity.
Terry has that house up there that's been abandoned. And she was cleaning it out, and they had a lot of activity in that place. She started recording, started having sessions and stuff like that on it. And that's one place I'd love to get into.
Yeah, I think we'll be going in there as well. I believe that she said something about that, but it's a lot of activity over there in that area, period. Like, it's some stuff over there. And so sometimes she kind of like look up the history, and we're like, why am I seeing so much? I'm like literally seeing things walking in the street at night. I was like, oh no. Oh, my page, it's going to be Conjure Girl Magic with a K. If you just go on to
Is that your Facebook page?
Yeah, that's my page. I'm actually going to be streaming my show through my page tomorrow. So it'll be streaming through Spirit Things and my Facebook page. So it's Conjure Girl Magic with a K. Magick.
And if you'd like a reading, what was your please send a photo, right?
Yes, please send your selfies. I'm trying to get in people to send selfies for tomorrow's show. So that email is going to be spirit.empress.j@gmail.com.
I got it up here somewhere.
Awesome.
Trying to find it right quick.
Yeah, Howard had it in the comments.
Yeah.
Yes, send a selfie. Dueling banjo music.
Nick's the man. Nick is like.
Thank you, Greg.
Nick is one of my favorite people I ever met. Greg is another one. Howard, of course, that I've ever met through doing these podcasts. Nick and I'm telling you, that kid and I, we connect. He's awesome. I love that guy.
I can't wait to read you. Nick. I'm hyped about tomorrow's show. Like, I'm going to try to go all out because I won't be able to have a show on the 27th because I'll be in New York, but I am hyped for tomorrow's show. But thank y'all so much for this. Like, I love this.
Remember, bagels, street bagels, and a
street
knish.
Bagels.
And a knish.
I got you.
I'm telling you.
Potato cake with cheese in the middle of it.
It will blow your mind.
Can't wait to try that.
I'm telling you.
Oh, thank you.
Sometimes they serve them with like a little cup of cream cheese and the cream cheese.
Oh my God.
It'd be like warm cream cheese. and the other thing I love to get in New York is like a soft pretzel.
Oh,
some of the street vendors will have a soft pretzel and they'll have that little warm cup of cream cheese and you dip it in the cream.
No, man, you know, that's already.
My favorite way to eat a street pretzel from New York is with the mustard.
I like the mustard.
Spicy mustard. Nice mustard pretzel. Man.
I really appreciate.
I already ate dinner and everything. Now I'm gonna have to eat again before I go to bed, Howard.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the same. I have really enjoyed. Thank you all for having me on the show. This was like great. I love this. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I can come back again one day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll have to schedule you sometime on the 13th dimension as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get you on Petri dish or something. You can't do Petri dish because you're going to be right on afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be that 9:00 spot, but I really have enjoyed this. This is really fun.
That's on the network right there. That's Jeremy York. He says, I'll get you on 13th. 13th
Dimension. Okay.
Yeah, 13th Dimension is a show that Jeremy York, little Scotty I was talking about.
Right.
Me, myself, and Crystal are our teammates with Jeremy and Scott, and we do that show as part of our team. And Jeremy founded this network so that we could all have.
Yeah,
this.
I know. Yeah, Jeremy. I'm familiar with him. I would love to be on that. This is such an honor. Thank y'all so much for inviting me and have me come and talk about. I would like to say an array of a lot of things, everything you talked about so much. So I have enjoyed this. Thank you for allowing me to read you, Tim, and for being
absolutely. Thank you for everything you said. It was very nice.
Shows and all that. You want to still do that again? I want you to go ahead and pitch your shows and everything. That way, you got that. Whoever's on here still knows where to go, what shows you have, and so like tomorrow night you have a show right after it's 9:00 Central on the Things Network, on your page, and on where? Spirit?
It's going to be on Spirit's page. It is also going to be on Things. So it will be streaming in 3 locations. My page, Spirit's page, and then it will be on Things as well. So it'll be streaming 3 places. So if you are affiliated with any of those pages, you'll be able to see it tomorrow, 9:00 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Right after the Petri dish.
And
Right
then
after you do this.
you have your email address that what I just put up. Everybody's been putting up.
Yes.
Yeah, go to that. That's where you submit for tomorrow night. Find it again. She just had it up there. It is. Go ahead and send your photos to that email address, and she can read them for you on the air.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
that'd be one thing.
I really enjoyed you reading me. I thought it was great, and it was spot
Okay,
on.
good. Yeah, I was hoping. I was like, oh my God, I hope that I'm doing right by you, because there was so many things coming to me at once. But
Well, I think I agree with most of what you said, and a lot of people in here probably would too. That's the kind of person I am. I'm the kind of guy that would give you the shirt off my back if you needed it more than I did.
yes,
You know? And I try
Yeah,
to help
that.
people because I still believe in people deep down. And
I admire that about you. So that was really, I love that, because I was trying to, like, I wasn't feeling well today. I was like, I'm not going to do any readings today, because I had several people asking me. I'm like, no, not today. I'm just going to rest and chill out, because I got to read tomorrow. But that was really, I like that. I really love what I was being shown, especially when I got to like the daughters. I was like, oh, I love this.
yeah,
I love this.
yeah, that's why I'm bald. I raised 3 daughters.
Yeah. We believe in family, and Nick Muley says we are family.
Yeah, that's right. It didn't fall out on its own. I ripped it out.
Well, yes.
Raising all them daughters.
I can imagine.
Boys are hard as all get out when they're little, but when they become teenagers, it's just kind of chill, you know. And girls are real easy when they're little, but then they become teenagers and it.
Yeah. And like the road warriors and shit, you know, you don't want to mess with them.
It's like Larry Fine on the Three Stooges, you know, when Mo grab and pull out a whole chunk of hair. That's what.
Little girls, daddy, they look up at daddy, everything's daddy. And then when they get older, get the hell away from me, old man.
Look at this. Look at this. This right here is probably the daughter you saw.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's my youngest. That's my baby girl right there.
Oh yeah.
She's the good one. She's the good one.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm sorry, I'm eating.
Okay, you can
Nice
disappear.
to meet you.
I'm like, I can disappear now. God.
Have a good night.
You too.
Have a good night. Oh yes, you have a good night too, sweetheart. And I see that Dawn was having a good night. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go myself. I'm gonna.
All right, let's end this show. Then we got your pages out there. We got you promoting it a little bit, trying to get you out there and let people come in and watch it. Give you a little word of mouth. And a lot of people watch this show, and a lot of people, you know, they'll tune in. You know, see what you're. You know, I've had a couple of people who say you're funny and everything else, and I'm just like, she's not funny. She's supposed to be, you know, she's a reader. You know, she's not supposed, you know.
But
But
her energy is going to project that too. Her energy is going to project out there, and people are going to know that when you give them a reading, you're going to be honest with them, but you're also going to be fun about it. You're going to have fun doing it.
Yeah, I'm always honest, and if I detect anything that I feel like will make a person uncomfortable, I immediately say I will talk to you offline, you know, so that we can have an opportunity to kind of get what we need to get. But my whole objective in doing the show is to really get to the healing part, and I'm like, because that healing shit really hurts, and just getting to that point, it's a lot of people who are holding themselves back. So I just like to, you know, be the voice of reason. Like, I see you don't have to go through this. We can move forward. It's okay.
I got one quick question for you before we go. Have you ever seen, if you get a reading, have you ever seen someone's fate like they're going to pass?
No. No, I've never seen anyone passing. I do see like certain events in people's lives that if they keep up with the path that they're going, like I said, when I saw the guy, something happened to him on his birthday. I didn't know what it was. I just knew something bad was going to happen to him on his birthday. And I'm like, this is going to be a really bad situation. And I'm like, let's go hang out. And he got shot in his thigh, was in the hospital a month and had to recover from doing crazy shit on his birthday. And I was just like, I could see that there was something going to happen that was going to negatively affect him, but I didn't know exactly what it was going to be. So,
I mean, if you have fun with it, and if I seen somebody who's going to die, I'd be like, dude, let me tell you, you're going to die like Elvis. You're going to be on the shitter, and that'd be like, I would have some fun with it or something.
I think that what it is that some people can do that, and I know somebody who can do that, but they're really hush-hush about it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeremy. Have a good night, brother.
All right,
Good night, Greg. Good night.
I mean,
Have a good night.
I wanted to see if you ever seen anything like that. I'm gonna have to start asking that question to other mediums and stuff because I'm curious about that.
Oh, see, now I'm just now getting into mediumship. Like I'm not fully developing that. I'm still trying to understand that for myself because I'm like, that's something new that is coming to me. Like somebody told me, "Oh yeah, you're a medium." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And so it's kind of like I'm hearing things and I'm seeing things and experiencing things. So now I'm having to go and investigate that. But yes, I wouldn't want to have that gift. I don't think.
Okay, I'm just curious. All right, well, that'll end our show for tonight. Catch us next week when we'll have Mr. Chris Garcia. He's a medium and really nice guy. We've been getting a lot of meetings. I want to get into some UFO stuff, man. That's what I'm looking to get into. But
you know me, man. I'm all about it.
I love it. I want to get Bermuda Triangle and UFOs. That's my thing.
We need to get somebody good on ancient aliens.
Yeah, no shit. Let's go get that wired-headed motherfucker that's on TV on the Ancient Alien. You know what I'm talking about? Let's go get it. That's who I want. What's his name?
I haven't really watched the show very much.
He's got the big hair. It goes straight up like that.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know his name.
Yeah, it was alien.
When I say ancient aliens, I'm really into like the Nazca lines in Peru, and the pyramids in Egypt.
My step-son-in-law, he's from Peru.
Oh, really?
He was going to take me. Yeah, he was going to take. We were talking about. Yeah, that's next week. We're going to have Chris Garcia next week. He was going to take me up to Mount. It's a city in the mountains. It's hard to get to it, and they got actually like a landing strip on it for some reason.
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu, yeah. He was going to bring me there, and he was going to bring me to the Nazca lines and all to see all that. You could actually rent a plane to fly over it to see him.
Yeah.
So we was going to talk about doing that, but that's his home, and he's got family and everything still there. So we were talking about doing that, making a little trip out of it.
Oh wow, Greg.
That'd be fun.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and dip out. Thank y'all so much.
We'd like to thank everybody for watching tonight, and we'd like to thank Miss Empress J for coming on tonight. And y'all have a great night, and we'll see y'all next week.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.